Well, Murra started as a bit of an idea that Ian Williamson and I had in consultation with Kinaway, the Victorian Aboriginal Chamber of Commerce. We were really interested in how do we best support Indigenous economic development. So after working with the community for a while and specifically through Kinaway doing a Victorian consultation tour with Indigenous businesses across Victoria, we were able to start to understand the sort of educational business acumen program that people were really interested in, and it kind of gelled with what we were thinking. So that's how Murra started to emerge as this kind of 6-part masterclass program, which really picks up on some of the key elements a person might do in a Masters of Business Administration at a business school.
The reason why MBS supported Murra was foundationally, MBS is about excellence in business. And I think one of the things that we realized is that excellence in business comes in a wide variety of ways. And we as a school actually hadn't thought about that, I think, to the level we could. And so this opportunity to play a role in what I think is an important issue in Australia, economic development for Indigenous community, really seemed like something we as a school can contribute to, something that we would feel very proud to have made a difference in, and something that would last a nice legacy.
My business is called The Yarning Circle, and I create programs that have Indigenous knowledge systems embedded in them for mainstream organisations to achieve contemporary outcomes. The challenges that my business might face are probably as diverse as other people's, and they can fluctuate and change. But I think it's about bringing an awareness that, to have equality within education or other mainstream structures, we definitely need to have a forum for Indigenous knowledges. So I think one of the struggles that my business might have is breaking down some of the barriers, and so that we're not just looking at life through a Western lens, we're also looking at it through an Indigenous perspective as well.
My business is based on fashion design and art, and moving into a social enterprise space where I can start educating other Indigenous women around the fashion industry and industry skills. The challenges at the moment are mostly financing, but also one of my biggest challenges is also competing with mainstream markets.
I started my business literally about 12 months ago. And it came after a journey within working in in the mining resource sector. And I thought, I've been making a lot of big companies very, very rich, but I'm not adding any value back to my own community. So in regards to it, I thought, look, I've came at the front of the building and just went, you know what, it's time for my journey now, and I'm going to make it happen. There's an avenue that I can continue learning within this space, and it'll never stop. And I think that's probably the biggest thing I've probably gotten from it. It's wonderful.
My business is Black Drum Productions. I'm an event company. The challenges that I face at the moment is around a bit of a growing demand in terms of being self-employed and really transitioning in a sense to a business where I can actually go and do something else, like attend Murra program, and the business is able to look after itself.
The impact it's had on participants, it's just such a pleasure to work with and alongside so many different Indigenous entrepreneurs. I see some of these entrepreneurs changing their business strategy straight away. I see them from the first time that they arrive, they're starting to do business with each other. I see personal level impacts. I see people really gaining a lot more confidence and self-authorisation in their voice and in their leadership. I see people growing their businesses globally. I see people getting out of business altogether. There are so many different kind of, not impacts from the program, I guess, but just pathways that people go on, or we've been a part of their journey. What I do see in terms of how the program has impacted people is that there is a common language and a common passion, which is about, really standing up and saying we want to have independent economic futures for Indigenous Australia, and we're going to show you by doing this, but more than that, we're going to give back to the community in various ways. And so that's what I'm excited by, is hearing those sort of stories.
To other businesses considering Murra, I would say that it was probably the best investment I have made of my time and of my finances.
The memorable thing is the relationships we've built And then there's that mutual respect around the diversity of different types of businesses in the room. It's been just a wonderful environment, and that really challenges you to step up. If you don't, well, you might fall behind.
Come and give it a go. Come with an open mind, and you'll be astounded.
It's an amazing program. The content is amazing. The people you meet just drive you and are an amazing network for you on a personal scale as well as business. And it's just such an exciting experience, and I don't want it to be over.